Hi, hello everyone. This is RK. Welcome back to my channel Bytecode with RK. If you are new to my channel, please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. For notifications, click on bell icon. In today's session, we will discuss custom functional interfaces. Already, we had a discussion on custom functional interface syntax and how we will implement the custom functional interface when we had a discussion on method references. That time we had a discussion about the custom function interface. Here I am once again giving some short info about the custom function interfaces. Let's start. Normally the custom function interface can be written like this. It is like normal interface only. Let me write interface custom underscore interface underscore name. Okay, and generally function interface having single abstract method, right? That's why I'm writing void m1. This is the abstract method by default if you write abstract before m1 or not. So it is an interface which having single abstract method, can have any number of, here you have static or default methods. Okay, default methods. Okay, so if you are new to this static and default methods, so please go through my previous videos so that you will get some idea on this. Okay, suppose if any interface is normal interface is preceded by at the rate of functional interface, then we call that interface as the functional interface. Okay, now what is functional interface? A functional interface is an interface which having single abstract method and can have any number of static or default methods. Now if we observe this interface which is preceded by at the rate of functional interface annotation, and it having single abstract method and can have any number of static or default methods. This is like a way of implementing custom functional interface. And writing at the rate of function interface is optional before the function interface, but it is a good practice to write the at the rate of function interface annotation before the interface, so that everyone understand that this is the function interface. Otherwise they will understood it as a normal interface. So this is about the functional interface, implementation of functional interface. Okay, this is syntax. This could be example. Let me create the function interface, custom function interface, custom functional interface. Okay, I have created an interface, custom functions. As per the definition of the function interface, it must follow two conditions. One is at the rate of functional interface. So we should add at the rate of function interface annotation before the interface. Okay, and it was throwing error. See, invalid at the rate of function interface annotation. Custom function interface is not a function interface. Why it is not following? Because it is you followed only one condition. Means the interface should be preceded by at the rate of function interface, and second condition is you should have at least a single abstract method. Okay, now this interface doesn't have any abstract method, that's why it was throwing error. Okay, let me write the void m1. Okay, abstract method I'm writing. Now if you see, the error gone. Okay, so these are the two basic conditions of the implementing custom function interface. The interface should be preceded by the at the rate of function interface annotation, and it should have a single abstract method. Okay, and it can have any number of static methods. Okay, static method m2. Okay, so it can have any number of static methods, it can have any number of default methods also. So I'm taking it as a 3. Okay, m3. So it was allowing more than one static method, so I'm doing same thing. I'm taking it as static methods and then doing it for the default methods. M4 and M5. Okay, M4 and M5. Okay, the syntax is not only for the custom function interface, it should be for the predefined function interfaces also. You cannot maintain more than one abstract method in the function interface. Even if we try to write void M6 method, see, it was throwing error. Invalid at the rate of function interface annotation. Custom function interface is not a function interface. Why it is not a function interface? It doesn't meet the basic requirement of the function interface. What it doesn't meet means the first one is at the rate of function interface. So it meets the first condition and should have abstract method. So it having abstract method, it meets the second condition. But if you see here, M6 is the abstract method, but as per the function interface definition should have single abstract method only. But if you see here you can see two abstract methods, so it should have only single abstract method, it should not have multiple abstract methods. Okay, I'm just removing this one. Now the error is gone. Let me implement the custom function interface. Okay, before that I would recollect with an example of predefined function interface. Okay, so I am doing consumer of type in string, which accepts consumer is the function interface, which accepts single input, that is like string is the input value, and consumer equal to accept single param, right? So I am taking single param as input and sys out. I'm writing, doesn't do anything, right? That's why I'm taking sys out and as I'm importing this one. So I'm taking sys out because consumer doesn't return any value. Okay, I'm printing as it is, whatever I'm getting that only I'm printing here. Okay, and consumer we are provided abstract implementation of the accept method, right? So that's why we are passing not accept text in by code with RK. So now if you see, consumer is the function interface which takes single value and doesn't return anything. So that's why I'm passing single value as a input, that is of type string, that is byte code with RK. I'm passing to the consumer. Anyway it will accept string type, right, generic type. So it takes single parameter and returns nothing. That's why I'm just printing the statement. I am not returning anything from the consumer. Okay, this is like a consumer function interface. Okay, if I run this one, you will see, you will get the output because I'm passing the same and also getting the same. There is no difference. This is like a predefined consumer function interface. Consumer is the predefined function interface I have implemented for the predefined function interface. Now let us see the custom function interface implementation. We will follow the same way as we followed for the predefined function interface. Here we have created object of the predefined function interface. Same way we will create the object for the custom function interface. Okay, custom function. Okay, so here consumer takes single parameter, right? If you see our abstract method of the custom function interface, it having abstract method m1. It will also takes a single input parameter, that is of type string. Okay, so I am taking param1 as input because our custom function interface also accepting single parameter, that is of type string. Okay, so that's why I am taking single parameter. And this custom function interface abstract method is of type what? Void method. So it doesn't returning anything. Okay, so that's why I'm not returning anything here. I'm just printing the same. I'm writing just a sysout statement. Param1. Okay, and I am custom function dot m1 method is the abstract method, so that's why I have selected m1. welcome to write code with RK. Okay, so how we have created a implemented custom function predefined function interface. Like that only I have implemented custom function interface also. We see here I have created an object of the custom predefined function interface. Same way I have created a object for the custom function interface, and consumer is the function interface which takes single value. So my custom function interface also having abstract method, that is m1, which takes single parameter, that is of type string. So for that only I am also taking a single parameter here, and this consumer function interface doesn't return anything. Okay, doesn't return anything, that's why I'm not returning anything. I'm just printing the statements. So and then I'm calling the abstract method by passing string as an input to it. So when I call a cust function m1, then it will call the, then it will execute this lambda style implementation. Okay, it will take the input parameter and just print the input parameter. This is like custom implementation of the you may ask one query like, when we have a consumer which is of type string, which takes single parameter, then what is the need of the custom function? It will also take single parameter and doing the same work, right? For example purpose I have given this one. So if you want, you can pass here multiple parameters also. String s1, string s3. So now what it is taking? It was taking two input, three input parameters. Okay, if you see here it is not taking. I am passing param 2, param 3. Here this custom function interface takes three input parameters. Okay, three input parameters, that is param 1, param 2, param 3. I'm printing param 1 followed by param 2 and then param 3. Sorry, param 3. Okay, now I need to pass three parameters, right? Now if you see here, I don't need any spaces here, I am giving anyway. Now if you see here, I have, it is not similar to the implementation is similar to the any of the predefined functions. But if you see here, consumer takes single input parameter, that is of type string. Okay, and if you see our custom function interface, it takes three input parameters. So that's why I'm passing three input parameters, and I'm just doing some concatenation and then returning the same. Here also if you see m1 abstract method, I am calling with the three like passing three input parameters to it. Let me run this one. Now if you see, it behaves differently. So I'm passing extra parameters to the custom function interface. Suppose here also you can pass like this is like a generic type. If you want to add the generic to the custom function, you just add of type t. Okay, this is generic type. So in our class, right, it will ask that is of type string. Now if we add generic type, then if we add any generic type to the custom function interface, then in the main class also it will ask the generic type that you are passing as an input. So here if you see here, I am passing input as of type string, so it will accept the string type. It will accept string type. Suppose if you pass here as a integer, see, you are passing generic type, you are accepting as input type as integer, but you are writing here string generic type, so which is like false, right? So if is method m1 which accepts three integer types in the custom function interface of string. So it was a string type custom function interface, but you are passing input as a integers. That's why it was throwing. It is not applicable for the argument type string. Okay, you may see here clearly. See, the method int in the custom functional interface of string is not applicable for the argument type string. So you are passing int three int types as the input parameter, but if this custom function interface is of type string, and that's why it is not applicable, because you are passing integers and it was accepting string types. So now I have changed integer to string. Now it is not throwing any error. Okay, and also our custom function interface is if you want, you can change. If you want any return type, means you can make it as something. I want to make it as integer. Okay, so it accepts three. Now the method m1 accepts three input parameters, which is of type string, and returns integer. Okay, if you see here, it was throwing error because nothing I have written, right? I don't have any return statement for this. That's why it was throwing error. I should return some value here. Return param 1 dot length plus param 2 dot length plus param 3 dot length. So what I am returning, I am taking three input parameters, and I am finding the length of the each string, and then adding counting the total string length, and then returning the each. I am finding the each string length, and adding all the string lengths, and doing the addition for all the string lengths, and returning the value. Okay. Custom functional interface. Custom function interface which takes of string type. That's why I am passing three parameters, that is welcome is one parameter, two is one parameter, bytecode with arc as other parameter. Totally three parameters I am passing to the m1 method, which is of type string. If you see the custom function interface, it m1 is accepting three input parameters of type string and returning integer type. So if you see, it should return integer type. Integer type is like I'm finding the length of each parameter and doing the addition of the length of the each parameter. So I'm finding param 1 dot length plus param 2 dot length plus param 3 dot length. So it will return integer type. Length will be integer, right? So it will return the integer type. Now let me run this one. See, I am getting 25 as the length. It was returning the length of the three input parameters we passed to the m1. For the custom function interface, if you are passing, you see here the custom function interface which takes a generic type, right? T of type. If you want to return some value also, you can pass generic type also. So in that case, it should not be int, it should be r. Okay, so now you will pass this custom function interface takes generic type T and returns r type. Okay, so it was you want to return integer, right? Now you see, it takes input value and it returns the integer value. Okay, you can also like change it to three parameters you are taking, right? Change t comma u comma v. You see, t and t u v are the three input parameters. Either you can use a single generic type for all the three types of the input parameters, or else you can pass separate also, u comma v. Now so I can change it to t, I can change it to u, I can change it to v. Okay, now when you pass a single, right, it will take all the input types as of t type. when you pass different generic types, then it will accept the different types of the generic types. Okay, so now if we see here, because why it is throwing error means I have written single only. Earlier we used only t, right? T reference type, only t alone we use the reference type. Now we pass three input generic types as input. Now we'll go to here, we should add three more parameters here, string and then string. Now if we see here, it was accepting three input types as a generic, that is of type string. If you want, you can change it to integer also, one more parameter, integer. Now it will not throw error, but you need to pass the input parameter as some value 10, and you don't need to not need to pass, sorry, since I am passing integer value, right? I don't need the length of the integer value for that integer value. That's why I have changed. Now if we run this one, I will get 20, because welcome is 7 and 2 is the 3. 7 plus 3 and 10 plus 10, 20 you will get. Okay, this is like this is the way of writing the custom function interfaces with the generic types. So far we have seen what is custom functional interface, how we will implement the custom functional interface, and custom functional interface with void method, custom interface with single parameters and multiple parameters, and generic type custom function interfaces, and return value custom function interfaces. So when should we go for the custom function interface means wherever you don't feel that predefined function interfaces are not suitable for the scenario, that case we should go for the custom function interfaces. So that is all about the custom function interfaces. Please do like, share and subscribe to my channel for more videos. Click on the bell icon. See you in the next session with a new topic. Thank you.